Hello and welcome to this episode of Ground Zero. The international involvement in the human trafficking for sexual exploitation case of Goa has made it imperative for an investigation through national agency. Personalities involved in investigation and awareness against the cases of human trafficking have claimed that the proceeds of the racket may very well be used in trades threatening national security.
The Foreigners branch in Goa was established along with the other CID branches in 1966. Its functions relate to registration of foreigners, extension of their visas, Indian citizenship applications, enforcement of the provisions of Foreigners Act, etc., keeping track of death, missing reports of foreigners, and various other matters pertaining to foreign nationals. The importance of this branch is evident from the fact that thousands of foreign nationals visit the state as tourists. The former FRRO of Goa, Bosco George, has made startling revelations alleging that sex rackets in the African countries are colluding with high commissions in India to get girls in the country for flesh trade. He was speaking at the weekly Point Counterpoint discussion on Herald TV.
Then when we caught a number of African ladies, we really caught many of them. And fortunately, the device P at that point of time, Maria, she really went deep into asking all these things. And because naturally, the first, as he says, this thing is that they don't have a faith in the police. The police are inside and all.
Right.
My gut feeling is, and which I shared with the intelligence agencies, is there is a racket in Africa, in these countries,
Right.
who are colluding with the high commissions in those areas,
Right.
and these girls are brought in under the pretext of what he rightly said, in the hospitality industry. And
So they are colluding with which high commissions? Their own
ours.
Our high
I can
commissions.
be very clear. How will you get an Indian? How can you get an Indian visa?
Right.
When you don't have any damn skills,
Right.
and you are sent for hairdressing and for all these things. So naturally, someone from the High Commission,
Right.
this I'm very clear about this,
Right,
and
right.
I have put this to the concerned intelligence agency. I brought it to them. I don't have anything, but these are the things that are going on.
Right.
So naturally, there are rackets. There are agents in whether it's Kenya, Tanzania, and all these people, young girls, and these fellows over here. And then after they take their passport, and then they force them into prostitution.
An admission by the former FRRO is a ground strong enough to begin investigation at a national level.
But unfortunately, what is happening is that we are finding that the system are increasingly being violated.
Right.
What is most important that we need to understand is that Goa is, we have inter-country and intra-country trafficking. We are a destination, we are a source, we are a transit, and also we are a big market for sex trafficking because of tourism. There is demand, and because of demand, the supply is happening. But unfortunately, what is happening is that those who are making policy, they are not accepting this as a problem. We are in denial.
Right.
Till and until we accept.
But you mean that
this is
the
a problem.
government and the system.
Very true.
Yeah.
Till and until we accept this as a problem, then only we'll start looking for solutions.
Correct.
Now we have anti-human trafficking units.
Right.
All this is the MHA the policy,
Right.
when all the districts should have. Is it functional in Goa? Isn't it that compared to other district and other state, we require functional AHTU
So you are
with
saying
all
that the
kind of
anti-human
resource.
trafficking unit in South and North Goa are not working?
Not working. We are a member of AHTU
Right.
since 2006.
Right.
We feel is that the way it should work, it was it was felt that it would be a specialized unit,
Right.
which would go in the field, collect intelligence, and focus only on trafficking issues.
Right.
Since it is not functional, we find that the pressure comes on the local police.
Right.
And local police has 100 things to do. So, and one thing I want to highlight is not only the police. What about the tourism department? We don't see any kind of statement in any of the rescue operation that tourism department has withdrawn the license if the hotel and lodges are used for illegality.
That has never happened. Not a
Never
single
happened.
case.
Neither we have found panchayat asking for withdrawal of the NOC if they find whether it's a massage parlor or whether it is a hotel and lodge, if it is used for illegality.
Right.
I know the police has to do their job, but what about other agencies? They need to also come forward and take action. Nor our fear is that this problem is going to continue to increase.
Herald TV spoke to former DGP of Bihar, P. Nair, who has been highly active in human trafficking cases for last 4 decades. Listen in to his reaction.
See, first and foremost, I have been working in this issue of human trafficking for the last 43 years now. 43.
Okay.
I worked in state police, Bihar police, and CBI, and many other agencies, and finally retired as the head of the National Disaster Response Force, Government of India.
Okay.
Now, 43 years in the issue of human trafficking since I have been working. I worked with the Human Rights Commission also on this issue. Now, this particular issue of human trafficking which has come to Goa now, I would congratulate the note that point and congratulate the Goa police, the district level police, the SP and his team for doing a magnificent work, and the NGO ARZ for having developed the information and taken it forward. When many NGOs get information, they don't respond or they don't act on that. Here is an NGO who worked very well and they linked up with the police and get the police into action. And the police acted. So it's a credit to go to the police there. They did a magnificent job in doing that. If you ask questions who 1, 2, 3, 4 should have been done, well, it should be done. Everything cannot be done in overnight. So they are very well trained and competent people are in the district. The district, I would give the entire credit to the district police and the police station for doing this work, for doing this mental work. Now, if you want to, you are saying why not transfer to this agency or that agency? Well, always that is the way we look forward to in any sort of investigation. But the competence of the Goa police and competence of talk about district police especially, I don't want to undermine or I don't underestimate their competence and capability. Any agency doing investigation, we all, in a police when you join, we think of national security and not personal security. All agencies concerned, private or in our government, national and local, should support them, facilitate them, and help them out to investigate the case thoroughly and bring all offenders to book.
Director of ARZ Arun Pandey has also resonated the demand of an independent, in-depth and high-level inquiry into the matter.
The revelation by Sri Bosco George, former SP FRRO, that members of Indian High Commission posted in African countries may be in hand in gloves with the traffickers and enabling victims to get documents to come to India for commercial sexual exploitation is a very serious issue. We, an organization which has been working on issue of sex trafficking, demand that national agencies such as an NIA should be investigating the accusation made by Mr. Bosco George and all those who are involved in enabling the traffickers to traffic these girls to India for commercial sexual exploitation. Action needs to be taken. We are seriously concerned about the trafficking happening from African countries. Recently, ARZ was involved with the Goa police in rescuing 6 girls of Kenyan national during the investigation. And while interacting with the girls, we were surprised to know that the girls within few days got the visa to travel to India. I think the national agency should take seriously and do thorough probe regarding girls getting visa to travel to India even though they are not qualified many times.
Goa police along with ARZ NGO busted an international sex trafficking case which was being run in a very organized manner. Young girls from Kenya were lured in the name of employment to Goa. There's a lady by the name of Maria who claims to be a Kenyan and based in Goa. She used to make all the arrangements for the girls to travel to India. She had a counterpart in Kenya who used to lure the girls to come to Goa. Once the girls used to travel to Goa, Maria used to take the passport from the girls, saying that she required it for employment purpose. And thereafter, she used to ask them to prostitute. And if they refused, she used to threaten them and ask them to pay her back between rupees 5 to 8 lakhs. The victims at the time of rescue shared that they were very afraid and they didn't know whom to turn to. It was due to the swift action of Goa police that we managed to rescue 5 victims from Kenya and 2 perpetrators arrested in sex trafficking of the victims. In fact, what we can say is it is for the first time in Goa that the African girls have been rescued as victims from sex trafficking. In fact, what we also see in this case is that in Goa, we just don't only have inter-country trafficking, but we also have intra-country trafficking here, as we have seen in this case of girls who have been trafficked from Kenya to Goa.
Today's busting of the international sex racket clearly shows that this trade is flourishing in Goa. There has been constant denial that there is no prostitution, no trafficking happening in the state. In this instance, it's because the organizations intervened, brought it to the notice of the police, and yes, the police acted, and that's the reason why this international ring was busted. And this shows that what the people have been saying, that there are so many websites online which are advertising for escort girls, which are advertising for services. The government should take a note of it and stop these immediately. You cannot have tourism at the cost of exploitation of women. Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Ground Zero. News and infotainment continues. Keep watching Herald TV.